Good morning and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be sharing another what I eat in a day, but today's theme is going to be eating only blue foods for the entire day. So I did a similar video eating all green foods, but I thought I would challenge myself and do something a little bit more difficult to find in food naturally, and that is blue. So this video is also going to be in collaboration with my friend Lisa. We do a lot of fun videos together and I highly recommend you check her channel out. She's also going to be eating blue for an entire day as well, and I'm so excited to see how she approaches this challenge. We were kind of thinking that since it's April, we'd go with the theme of blue for April showers and rain. Fingers crossed that we didn't just bring rain into the weather forecast, but that was sort of our thinking. So we're gonna do blue food today. As you may or may not know, I don't use any artificial colors. I don't believe in that in food, and I don't think it's necessary when you do have plant alternatives that are naturally occurring. So I'm gonna show you a couple of tips and tricks that I found to color my food blue. I've experimented with a couple different things and I'm excited to share that with you as well. But as far as what I'm actually going to eat, I typically make blue food when it's sweet, so I'm gonna have to try to figure out something that's savory as well for the whole day, because I don't want to be eating sweet for the whole day, although I do have a big sweet tooth. So let's see how the day goes. Hopefully I'll be able to share with you a little bit of food experimentation, and I hope you guys enjoy this video.
So I'm just going to show you a couple of the things I'm going to be using in the video today to make my food blue. Of course, we have berries, which are a classic. I also had these blue flower petals. They're dried cornflower petals. I usually use them on top of my smoothie bowls and desserts. Then I have here butterfly pea tea, which comes out kind of like blue. And I know it sounds like I said pea, like butterfly pea, but like pea as in like the veggie, butterfly pea. I'll put the name on the screen. Then this purple cabbage. I know it's purple now, but it's going to become blue, so just stay tuned for that. Some blue magic. You guys have seen me use this in my videos before. And then this new product, which I've never used before, it's black goji berries. So they also give off a nice blue color. And I'll show you some of the experimental science stuff, because these are really fun to play with. And lastly, I got these blue potatoes, which I know look kind of purple, but when you bake them, they actually kind of turn like more of a deeper blue indigo color. So hopefully you guys will bear with me and that counts, because otherwise I don't know how I'm gonna pull this off. So yeah, let's get into breakfast. So now we're gonna play with these black goji berries. This is the first time I'm using them actually, but it's supposed to be pretty straightforward. You just kind of steep a couple in some boiling water, which I have here, and wow, almost immediately you can already see the color change. Whoops, the color's starting to change. It's coming off sort of like a purpley, but then the water looks blue, so this is amazing. So you can see here that adding baking soda actually turns it blue, but of course this might impact the taste just a little bit, so I might have to add a little bit of sweetener or something to compensate, but since this is for the video, we'll just have to deal. So now in a blender, I'm going to add this liquid once I strain it and remove the goji berries. I'm going to add a little bit of vanilla bean to the blender, and then of course, as per usual, I'm going to be using the Ripple original milk, and then I'm going to blend that all and it's going to become a latte. So that is the plan. So here it is. It's all bubbly and frothy after blending. I've said this before, but I don't use a frother. I just blend it on high speed in my Vitamix. So yeah, I'm going to pour this into a mug and then style it. Here is the final product, and we have a little spillage here, but the flavor is really nice. It's just like vanilla and mild fruity flavor. Don't add too much baking soda if you're doing the blue, or just don't add it at all if you're not trying to get a blue color, because it does have a little bit of a salty taste, as baking soda does, but I would highly recommend you try the goji tea because it's got a really nice light and fruity flavor. So I'm gonna have this, and then I'm gonna make a smoothie bowl most likely for breakfast. I was thinking about making pancakes or waffles, and then I was like, not a blue waffle. I'm using the same blender again because it is blue after all, and I'm pretty much just going to add some vanilla protein. This is the Amazing Grass vanilla protein. Amazing Grass is one of my favorite brands, and then the leftover liquid at the bottom is just going to help it blend, so I figured I'll just leave that in there. And then I'm going to add frozen banana. Maybe I'll do like 1.5 and see how I go. I usually end up adding more later on, but it kind of just depends on the consistency and, you know. So I'm going to blend that, and that's going to be my smoothie bowl. I'm going to keep it super simple today. Literally just bananas, protein powder, and the blue milk. Two more things I decided to add. I'm going to add this peely nut butter. This is, I think, the original flavor. I've been trying this out. It's really cool. It kind of is like a Brazil nut in size, and just a really, really creamy nut butter. I'm just going to add a little bit of that, and then I'm also going to add just a pinch of Blue Magic, just in case the color isn't vibrant enough because I didn't really put much of the latte in there. So yeah, gonna blend that up, and then that will be breakfast. So here it is in the bowl. It looks a little bit more gray on camera, but it is pretty much a true blue. And then here's some chia pudding that I made yesterday. I forgot what I used to make this. I think I just did Blue Magic spirulina in here as well. So I'm gonna add this blue chia pudding to the bowl, as well as probably the usual culprits, coconut, blueberries, and blackberries. So I took a quick break to style it. I just can't do video and styling and photos at the same time, but I'm gonna take a quick Instagram break and shoot some photos of this. And that's gonna be the rest of my breakfast. I'm gonna make something now with these blue potatoes that I showed you earlier. I think they're called blue Adirondack potatoes, actually. So I think I'm just gonna roast them because I don't want to mess around with the color. I'm worried that if I cook them a certain way, it'll actually not be blue at all, which tends to happen sometimes based on like cooking method and stuff like that. So I'm going to turn these blue potatoes into maybe fries. I think would look nice. Why isn't it focusing? Come on. Also, this is really weird imagery right now. That just feels weird to me. Anyways, I'm gonna make some probably potato wedges out of these blue potatoes, and I was gonna say I would serve them with a salad, but I don't think I can do that. So I might actually cook down some purple cabbage and show you how to turn it blue if you're just eating it. You can kind of already see that the potatoes are looking purple already, so I'm just gonna have to go with this and hope that this counts. So now I'm going to show you how to make blue using this red cabbage, which is kind of a pinky purple color. Normally I would boil water in a pot, but I'm using this white pan so I can show you the color because my other pots are black. Also, excuse the lighting here in the kitchen. It's going to be a little hard to see, but basically you want to bring water to a boil, and then we're going to boil the cabbage for about 8 to 10 minutes, or until the color starts to kind of seep out of it. And this will also make it easier to eat if you don't like raw cabbage and you want to kind of soften it and make it a little bit more mild in flavor instead of as bitter. So you can already see the water's kind of changing color a little bit. I don't know if you can tell actually, but so you can kind of see that the water is already turning a little bit of a purpley color. So we just want to boil it down so that the cabbage itself changes color a little bit and softens. And you can actually make food dye or a liquid out of this water here that comes of boiling it, and then thicken it to reduce it. But I'm not going to do that because I'm going to use something else to make some blue rice. So yeah, we're just going to do this and cook it down a little bit to soften. You can see here the color really became a lot more vibrant and really a deep purple. So you just want to keep boiling it down for a little bit. And I'm actually going to stop it early because I'm not actually using the liquid, but I'm going to turn the heat off. And now I'm going to add a little bit of baking soda, and you can kind of see there. Here, I'll do it again. It turns a blue color as it mixes. You see that? Oh, it's hard to see with the steam, but hopefully you'll be able to pick it up. Oh my gosh, you can totally tell in the sun that it's so much bluer. So there you can see it's turned a nice almost turquoisey color, and it's all natural. All I did was add a little bit of baking soda. You don't want to add too much because it does have like sodium and that baking soda flavor, but how incredible is this? It looks like seaweed or like mermaid hair or something like that. So I'm going to make the rest of this bowl now. So I'm basically going to cook the tempeh the same way, and I'm going to use the same pan and use the leftover liquid. I usually like to cook my tempeh with a little bit of water, so instead of water I'm just going to use the cabbage juice. That sounds so gross. And I picked tempeh because it's got a very neutral color, so I thought it would pick up the blue very easily, and honestly I freaking love tempeh. So here's the tempeh in the pan. I'm going to add some of this blue liquid now. I'm a little scared. Hope this works. And then I'm going to add my seasonings at the end, which is going to be the same miso and liquid aminos, coconut aminos, sorry, and some pepper and onion powder and things like that. So I'm just keeping it very simple because I'm honestly afraid that the color is going to change if I add too many seasonings. So that is my main focus of the day. Oh no, it's already starting to look a little purple. So hopefully this cooperates with me and we get some blue Smurf tempeh. As you can see, I now have the blue cabbage, the bluish tempeh that's slowly turning colors the longer I wait, and these blue potatoes that I'm going to bite into it so you can see the inside. Alright, it still looks mostly purple, which is so frustrating, but what can you do? But that's it, and then I I realized that I have to put the sauce on the side because it really does change the color. So I even put in a drop of coconut aminos and it affected the color immediately. Kind of turned green, as you can kind of see. I blended this with literally tahini, miso, and liquid aminos, which is one of my favorite combos when I'm really lazy. Garlic is really nice in it as well. But anyway, basically I just made it like a dipping sauce and I'm gonna eat it with this now. And that is going to be the meal. Honestly, I know the color is not super appealing, but this really just tastes like a regular potato at the end of the day. This tastes like how it normally would taste if I made it because it's just the seasoning sauces. And then same with the cabbage. I mean, it doesn't taste any different. It just looks very alien-like. Next, we're going to make some blue rice, and I'm going to use butterfly PET for this. And this is basically a dried flour that has a really beautiful blue vibrant hue, and they use this a lot in Thailand, so that's when I first learned of it. I'm pretty familiar, and I've always been used to having blue food in Thailand when I was growing up because this was so commonly found. So basically you steep it in hot water, so I have some boiling water here, and you just steep it like you would any other tea, but you'll notice that the color comes out this vibrant blue. It's almost like hibiscus in a way because it releases a color like that, but it's really just flowers. So I'm just going to start with a little bit, drop that in, and allow it to steep for a while. You can sort of see it starting. I feel like this is a science experiment. I really wish I had like some goggles to wear for the video. Once we get the water to a blue color, we're actually just going to replace the water we would use to normally cook rice with this blue liquid instead. And because it doesn't have a strong flavor at all, it's just going to color our rice basically. So it's been about 2 or 3 minutes. It looks really dark, but it's gonna lighten up for sure, especially once it's on the rice, because the rice, I'm using white rice for this just so that the color shows more. So here it is. I'm gonna strain it and then use this liquid to basically cook rice and just shove it into my rice cooker. So here's dinner. Rice came out paler than I expected, but I kind of like it. It's a pastel. I made some more of the cabbage because I just didn't know what else to make. And then these beans I'm so sad about because I actually made them from scratch, and I cooked them in the cabbage water from the previous meal. And I thought they would give them kind of a blue hue, but they really didn't, and they still look black. But I kind of needed something that was, you know, like real food sustaining. So I didn't just want to eat like colored carbs and things like that. So I threw in some black beans. I was hoping they'd give off, like, you know when something's black and it kind of has like a bluish hue? That's what I was sort of going for. So hopefully this is still a pass. And then I just threw on a blue edible flower just for fun to add a little bit more blue. So that's dinner. As you can see, I became a lot less inspired and creative by the end of the day. But I'm gonna eat this and be done with this challenge. Blue is actually not a very commonly found color in plants and fruits and vegetables, as I'm sure you've probably noticed, and I realized that more than ever as I was trying to shop for ingredients for this challenge specifically. I did a little bit of research, so I'll share with you what I learned in terms of why blue is not so commonly found. So generally speaking, there are 2 kinds of chemicals that produce the colors in most of the plants and fruits and vegetables that we eat. So the first is carotenoids and the second is anthocyanins. I think I'm saying that right, I hope so. Yellow, orange, and red colors in plants are generated by carotenoids, whereas anthocyanins generate colors like blue, purple, and red. So red actually occurs in both. And the reason why is because it contrasts the most strongly with green. So the blue foods that do exist are generally because of the anthocyanin spectrum of like red, blues, and purples and that sort of realm. And if you think about it, any blue food that we actually have generally does have a reddish undertone or more of a purpley tone. So things like blueberries, when you cut into them or have them frozen, for example, or cooked down, they actually turn more of like a purpley color. So that is everything that I ate today. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. It was a lot of fun to experiment with the colors and definitely was a little bit nervous going in because I didn't have a strong plan in terms of what exactly I was going to eat. But as you can see, you definitely don't need to use any artificial colors when you are making food, even if you want to achieve a blue color. So you can totally ditch that artificial coloring. And don't forget to check out Lisa's video. I will link her video in the description box below because I'm sure she took a totally different approach to mine, and I'm so curious to see what she ate because I know she's a savory girl, so I bet she came up with some incredible ideas. And I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. If you liked it, let me know, and I could try and do some other colors, maybe red or purple, which would likely be a lot easier. So let me know if that's something you'd like to see in the future. But for now, I will see you in another video very, very soon. Bye!
I'm feeling up again. I wanna let you know I seem to know the basics. I wanna let you in.